Hey y'all, welcome back to the BrittReacts channel. Someone described my current vocal situation as husky, and I kind of like it. Let's go with it. So this is me in my husky era until I get my voice back. All right, someone sent this video over to me, and I'm super intrigued. The title was grabbing, but then I realized it was broken down into chapters. And so we're going to do something new here. I'll explain on the other side of the intro, but this is a recent episode from Brett Cooper's new YouTube channel. It's titled Elon Musk Baby Drama and Fake Trad, I think it's Trad for Traditional Wife Accounts Exposed. Let's see what all she has to say about this. Okay, so she broke it down into chapters, and what I did was I wrote down the chapters I'm most interested in. This is an almost 1 hour long show, and y'all know I'm filming during nap time, okay? So my time is limited. So in order to hit the points I want to hit and I feel like have relevancy to what we've been talking about on my channel, I'm going to do that. So we're going to start. I'm going to fast forward. She's talking with a friend. His name is Amir. He is a black gay conservative. And I think that has, that means something as far as what the conversation is. So, it doesn't mean anything to me personally, but I think it just has some context to their conversation. So I'm going to start at 2 minutes and 58 seconds. The topic of this chapter is conservatives on Grindr. And I just want to hear all about the tea. Spill the tea, Amir. All right, so 2 minutes and 58 seconds we're going to get to. It's hard to land right on the... Okay, here we go.
We need to talk about the conservatives on Grindr.
Oh my god.
This is an insane thing that
He's
Amir
got
tells me
beautiful
about.
teeth.
And I was like, we finally need to sit down and talk about it. So we go to
Various events.
conferences, whatever.
Yeah.
Amir's favorite thing to do is to, don't you have a burner Grindr account or something?
We'll go on Grindr and just look at all the empty profiles of people trying to hook up with other guys.
At these conservative events.
Everyone's gay.
It's dramatic.
I promise you, I don't care. I've always said this. Half this country's bisexual. I don't care. Half
Amir
of this
exposes
country
everybody.
is bisexual. I don't know how else to put it. No one else can date it other than gay men. Gay men know out there's lots of straights doing things on the down low. And you can see that in the apps. You can download any app. You can go to any rich neighborhood, any conservative town, conservative conference. It does not matter. You can go on any gay app. You're going to see blank profiles of a bunch of husbands out there just having fun on the side.
Which just feeds into this whole, hypocritical, I don't know why I said it that way, but the hypocritical nature of so many people in this movement, which I feel like is just on full display right now.
Yeah.
And it's people are free to do whatever they want in their life, and more power to you. You have the freedom as a consenting adult to do whatever you want with your life. But it's ridiculous to espout one thing online, and then not only to espout it, but to shame people for something, and then you're doing it on the down low.
That's the biggest frustration from, I've always said that trans women have more balls than conservative men.
Yeah.
Because at least trans women,
I struggle too. And when you're talking about trans, you're like, okay, a trans woman is a natural born. I get that. Okay. Excuse me, guys. I promise it sounds way worse than it is. I think the weather's changing and my allergies combined are just my throat box is not happy about it. I am the biggest, my biggest thing is the loudest person in the room is always telling on themselves. The loudest person on social media, the one who is going so hard to shame people for something, is in fact the most guilty party of them all. I stand by it. The ones who are lobbying against rah, 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 always end up with some type of scandal, they hired some type of escort or something, or they were found in a brothel, and it's just it's always the loudest ones. And it really is so sad and sickening to think about the fact that no, there are literally people who hate themselves and spew that self-hate and project it out onto other people. And the fact that this is being talked about in the conservative realm is not surprising. I agree. I think There is a sad, scary, overwhelming amount of straight presenting men, meaning they live a straight life. They're married to women, they have families, but they are so deeply, secretly, and undercover gay. And there's nothing wrong with you being gay. What is wrong is you being undercover gay, and then to top it off, going online and shaming people for being gay. Sir, you're angry, get in some therapy and come out of the closet to your wife and your children first. And then maybe you won't be so angry. As some of you know, I used to be a talent agent and I model. I used to model a lot more than I do now, but I do. And there was this photographer that was well known in the industry, and like she was well known for just not being that nice. Like she had a chip on her shoulder. She was married. She has 5 beautiful children. Most of them are like in the industry in some way. And she ended up divorcing her husband and marrying a woman. And I didn't meet her or find out her story until she was already married to this woman, and she was a delight to work with. Like I loved her. Like I thought she just was so fun. And some of my colleagues in the industry were like, "Oh, you've met the new version of her. She was so angry and like mean to anyone in her way." When she was married to a man. And I mean, I think that's a testament to show you, like, when you're suppressing who you really are and having to wake up and put on a mask every day, everyone suffers. Everyone suffers. And there it is. Like, none of this is surprising.
Men, yeah, trans women have more balls than conservative men.
Yeah.
Because at least trans women, like they're trans women. You know how they feel. You know what they want. You know what they're doing. Conservative men,
And
you have no idea
they're
what
the
they're
freakiest
doing,
of them all.
How they really feel, their inner thoughts. It's all just a big mystery. And that's what like it goes into the gay topic of more
The gay
people are
topic.
identifying as gay, and I do think that sometimes gay can be kind of like a social contagion, and it's being spread. But from my
I feel
perspective,
especially for girls.
yeah.
Especially
Especially
for girls.
for
Like from my
girls.
perspective, it's just you're
I
also
agree with
seeing
that.
the decline of men cheating on their wives with other men. You're also seeing a decline of people just living their life in the closet. I think it is just a mix of like some people are like just doing it for clout. I think a lot of the issue why a lot of people are becoming more gay because it's just fine to be gay.
Yeah.
More people are just okay just admitting that, but at least not on the conservative side because again, all these blank profiles and everybody out there just doing it, it is insane.
Yeah, it's the saying one thing and doing another. Did you see the whole patriarchy Hannah scandal on X?
No.
Okay, so this is like not the same thing, but sort of is.
Okay, I'm going to skip over this because I know nothing about it, and there's other topics that interest me. All right, so this one is at 9 minutes and 5 seconds. This is Ashley St. Clair, who was up until like last week the most recent woman to come out and say she has a baby with Elon. I think now there's been a 13th or 14th. I think Ashley's 13, and now there's a 14th woman. I don't know. But I want to keep the same energy that y'all keep with black athletes and rappers and calling them what y'all call them and their baby mamas. Let's keep the same energy over here. This man has 12 plus baby mamas. He's a baby daddy. I don't care what his bank account says. Let's keep the same energy because y'all are so disgusted and outraged by black men when they do it. But here we have a billionaire who has a whole lot of access and say so in our White House right now. And he's got hella baby mamas. And so does our president. And there's really nothing wrong with it as long as these men are taking care of their children. But I want y'all to keep the same energy on all sides is what I'm saying. Because everyone's always so outraged. Like Nick Cannon is crazy and he's got all this stuff going on. But Elon somehow is just sliding through with a pass. Anyway, let's see what they have to say about this.
Ashley St. Clair, Elon pregnancy, which is a whole can of worms and a lot of different topics, but people were very quick to like pull up her old tweets where she was saying, I want to just have like a husband and 2 kids and live on a farm.
Right.
And like
Very-
talking about single motherhood and all
And
this stuff.
shaming people for like having babies.
Oh,
in
I didn't
broken
know
homes
that.
And this, that, and the third.
And it's like unfortunate. And I feel for her because I think she's probably locked in some like insane deal with him and she's dealing with like postpartum hormones. And I'm sure that she felt like stuck. So she did what she had to do. But it's also like sort of.
Do we feel like she's locked in a
wanted to.
deal?
She tweeted out talking about how.
Oh my God, yes. That she with Greg Price. She
Yes.
tweeted at Greg Price saying, like, I need Elon's info so I can have his baby or something like that.
Yes. And then he was like, oh, well, he already has like a woman and kids. And she's like, well, she was like, well, he hopped through women anyways.
Do y'all see what I'm saying when I say that there's an issue with fandemonium? Like, people are just fans of this man, and I believe of Donald Trump as well. And so this is the type of stuff that happens. It's like this woman went from shaming single mothers to baiting, essentially, it sounds like, this man. Like, she went after him publicly. And now she's playing the victim. Or I don't know. No, I'm sorry. I take that back. She's not playing the victim. She outed herself before she was outed by some news format situation. I take that back. But yeah, it's like, what? Girl, what? I don't understand.
He has like a woman and kids. And she's like, well, she was like, well, he hopped through women anyways. So you knew what you were getting into. It's like, I wanted to feel bad, but then I can't. Like, you're a grown woman. You knew what you were getting into. It's apparent. You've been plotting this for years. Maybe it didn't turn out how she wanted. Maybe she wanted to like get married, get the bag, and have the kid at home.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would think that with a man with 14 children and 4 baby mamas. I don't know. I was telling you before how Elon is literally the quintessential African American dad. He's like my father. Never came back with the milk, and he's just gone. He's gone from all his children's life. It's so unfortunate.
And the other thing is, like, if you read the second New York Post article, which, first of all, everybody was saying, like, go ahead.
I love him.
I want this privacy. I'm not trying to shame this woman. I'm really not. I'm not trying to be shady. I'm not trying to, like, be mean. But, like, you can't sit here and say you want all this privacy, but then, like, you're doing, like, pieces with New York Post. It doesn't make sense.
That's why a lot of people were shaming her at the get-go from that first post, and I didn't feel that way at all. I was like, hey, if, you know, people are hounding her and she wants to get it out there, I'm sure there's a lot of pressure, especially with this guy who's like so wealthy and so powerful and is apparently like not returning any calls, doing whatever, like what's going on. When it took a turn for me was when her PR person made a statement from his personal account.
Oh.
Did you see that?
No.
Like in the same like Canva layout, made a post from his personal account.
This is good.
Amir is me if I were a black man. Do you see that we're making the same like eye rolls and like mannerisms? Like my husband always says, like somewhere inside of me, like, or in another life, I might have been a gay man, because the way like like everything I do, and like I am besties with all the gays. Like I want to make it super clear. I am a Christian. I love the Lord. But it is not ever my plight and my place to judge anybody. A good person is a good person. I don't care what you're sucking, what you're eating. I don't care. I don't care, as long as you're a good person. And I have the most fun with the gays. And I just thought it was so funny because we both were like, oh, at the same time.
Same like Canva layout. From his personal account.
This is ghetto. It's fitting.
Very ghetto.
Family. This is.
It just like it got so.
It's giving
weird.
stereotype,
the New York
guys.
Post thing came out, and then there was a second New York Post one where she's like, she feels jilted for him not responding. I'm like, just make the post and just shut it down and walk away.
Walk away.
That's the like also with like apologies. Like don't apologize for anything. Like put out what you believe.
Right.
Say what you want. Say it with your chest. And
Right.
then just like walk
Let
away.
it
No
go.
apologies.
Either put out what
like,
you want, say it with your chest, or like just don't say anything at all. Like Beyonce, she doesn't say anything.
Oh, I love that Beyonce got pulled into this. Yeah, Beyonce, we could probably count on one hand how many times Beyonce has addressed something. I think recently with what's gone on with Jay-Z and these allegations, like Jay-Z, they are very quiet, but the fact that Jay-Z came out and was 10 toes down, like this did not happen, and then he like reversed the Uno card and was like, matter of fact, I'm going to sue you. I think what really drove them to do that was this whole thing coming out the day his daughter had her big movie premiere, and her day was overshadowed by this allegation, which I don't care what anyone says. Children are born to people. They don't ask to be born into fame. They don't ask to be born into billions. And these children are innocent. They are not a part of whatever their parents do or don't have going on. And that little girl did not deserve to have her first ever movie premiere with such a big thing be overshadowed by that. because it took away from her moment, and I think that's what fueled his anger and his desire to clear his name on this one, because the Mr. and Mrs. Beyonce do not speak to us. They do not come down from their castle and speak to the commoners about these rumors. They don't. Remember when Solange beat him up in the elevator? The only reason we knew about it is because there was footage. I love that he brought up Beyonce.
How many country Beyonce?
All right. So now that was the segue into Beyonce. So we're going to skip to chapter 14. Or sorry, the next chapter I want to go to is at 14 minutes and 30 seconds. And this too is about Elon and his fatherhood or lack thereof. I didn't realize, is he not a good father? Does he not? I don't know. I know that he has a daughter or a son that is now a daughter, or the other way around. And then I know about the little boy that's been at the White House. And I know about the first one he had with Grimes, that's name is like unpronounceable. That's all I know. So let's find out about him as a father.
Ashley St. Clair was that while she was pregnant, and this makes me feel for her, but also I'm like, if you were, because I think they were actually in a relationship. Like, I don't think this was an IVF. Like, I think that there was,
actually,
based on
dating and together and
based on the like 1 of 5 New York Post articles that
1 of 5 is
that
crazy.
They like met through Babylon B. The night they met, he had like slid into her DMs. They were talking. Look at that face.
I'm just like, ew.
Yeah.
He's old. No offense to anybody.
What
who's
is
in their 50s,
Babylon
but,
B?
Like sliding into a.
That's annoying. This is such Gen Z situation for them calling a 50-something-year-old man old. Like, baby, you are not far from 50. What is Babylon? What is this place? Is it a place? Is it an app? What is it? Clearly, I'm unplugged.
He's old. No offense to anybody who's in their 50s, but like sliding into a
exactly
somebody 25-year-old's DM's 24 at the time.
She's
I think.
24.
Yes, but I mean, have you seen, what is his name? Is my husband here? Alex. Bill Belichick, is that his name? Belichick. That is the former
football player,
coach of the Patriots. Yeah. Boom. God, I know sports. Sports. That's like the famous like Tom Brady era coach. Mm-hmm. Have you seen? He's like 70 years old. Have you seen his girlfriend?
No. Do I want to?
Yes,
Are we surprised?
It's like a former, I think, like NFL cheerleader or something like that.
She get in the bag. I ain't mad at it.
I know. So again, it's like, it's
Do what
weird
works.
thinking about, but also people go for it. This is like a tale as old as time.
Yeah. The Hugh Hefner, Playboy, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So do it. Go after your bag. Whatever. Just know what you're getting into. And this is not a man that is going to prioritize
settle
his
down.
family. Mm-hmm. He's never said that is something he prioritized. He wants to sow his seeds, sow the crops.
That's why I can't feel bad, because
I know.
like how, at least maybe with the Bill, is his name Bill?
I'm pulling up a picture. Don't worry.
The Bill dude. I don't know
The
his
Bill
backstory,
dude.
but maybe that is what he wanted. Whereas with, oh my gosh.
Yes,
Is
sir.
she a baby?
Yes. I know. She's like, I got
Oh,
that.
now I gotta Google it. I'm
And
sorry.
maybe with Bill,
Oh, hold on. Because she did look, that dress was crazy. Bill, Bella, check. It popped up immediately. Girlfriend. Yeah, she's a stunner. She's 24. She looks 34 to me. Like, 24 does not give what it used to give. Like, at 24, I looked 14. I don't know if it's the makeup, but this is not this is a 34-year-old woman. She's freaking gorgeous. But, I mean, come on. Look at his hair swiped over to the side. Like, all right, Bieber. Trying to keep it young. I love the suit and tie color combo, though. 24? This man was in his 60s when she was born? Ish? Wow.
Oh. She's like, I got that check. Done. Anyway.
And maybe with Bill, it's probably clear that that's what he wanted.
Yeah.
But Elon is so public facing, it was clear that you weren't going to get a stable man.
No, he's trying to repopulate Mars.
So
Obviously.
I cannot feel bad.
Yeah.
Even if you thought it was going to be a relationship, and like, why would you
And
trust
you've
this
seen,
man?
like, there was his first divorce, which, by the way, he married a woman, Justine Winter. She still goes by Musk. So Justine Musk, they have 5 kids together. One, I believe, passed away at like 2 weeks old, which I think really fractured their relationship, which is really a good story. But they were like college lovers. That was a weird way to say that. But like they fell in love in college, got married. They had a very, very public divorce. She wrote an entire op-ed about their divorce. And like, apparently the famous line is that she was like crying or something. And she was like, I'm your wife, I'm not your employee. And he said, if you were my employee, I would fire you. And they got a divorce. So that's one part of it. And then Grimes, which like Grimes, they got married. I think they got married. Or they were engaged or something. There was some more commitment
That seemed
there.
like the most stable that he's had.
Yes. Or at least like going into it seemed so at the get-go. But throughout Ashley's pregnancy,
ghetto.
Grimes has been tweeting at Elon. They've gone through this whole custody battle. She's had to deal with the same thing, has had to publicly tweet at Elon saying, Elon, let me see my son. This is like not appropriate. You're not responding to any calls. Her mother got involved. Grimes' mother was tweeting, yes, on Twitter. Like, you think Diana's crazy? Grimes'
this is
mother was
ghetto.
This blows my mind.
Like 2 months before Ashley gave birth.
If Musk was anybody else, I feel like conservatives and the right would be like shaming them nonstop.
Yeah. I agree. And I don't think black or white it matters. If he was anybody else, conservatives would be up in arms about this type of situation. This man, why are we his character is not, he doesn't have good character. I don't know how many government officials do, or people in any type of government office position do, but dang, this same car has driven up and down my block like all day. Please. This is ghetto. Y'all would call it ghetto if it was anybody else. You would call it trailer park trash or you would call it ghetto. But because this man is a billionaire and so many people are fans, we're letting it slide. We're letting it electric slide all over the place. And I'm telling you, this is GHETTO. It's ghetto.
Ashley gave birth.
If Musk was anybody else, I feel like conservatives and the right would be like shaming them nonstop.
Yes.
And
so the response was to Ashley's post, and I understand that it was very nuanced. I'm not gonna like comment on something and be like this is like, you knew what you were getting into, whatever. And a child is a blessing regardless, and I hope that the child is healthy.
Want nothing but for the best, but for that child.
Yes, and I hope that everything is resolved for her sake and for the child's sake. I hope that everything is great. I hope that they get the privacy that.
I feel like the children are all on payroll. Does he just like, is another one, and he's like, all right, get their W-9 filled out and put them on payroll. Or W-2, I don't know. Are they independent contractors, or does he take taxes? I don't know, but I do feel like some, you know what I mean? Like there's no child support. It's just like, all right, just put the mother on payroll. And then as soon as the kid is 18, put the kid on payroll and I'll see him, when I can.
The child deserves and that her other, because Ashley has another child with, I think her ex-husband. So for both of those children, all I want is the best. I think that's what most people online want. But it was this weird thing where it was like, some people, it was very clear that they were just saying, hey, I'm glad you're okay. I had no idea that you were going through this. I hope you had a healthy pregnancy. Hope you're doing well. Hope the baby's okay. Congratulations. But then there were other people who were basically just like crawling up Elon's ass.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to, they won't criticize him. And I think that you can, you should
Fans.
be able to pull out somebody's accomplishments and say, obviously, we both drive Teslas.
Yeah.
It's like, you are an amazing innovator. You have changed the course of mankind. Seriously. You are now intimately involved in our political system in a great way. In my opinion, Doge is like the best thing that Trump is doing. And it's like the libertarian's dream. It's like, it's brought everybody together, truly. And that is incredible, but you should be able to separate that and be like, okay, those things are great, but also we can criticize him for being like, this is not traditional.
And I wish...
This is a good point. I think, for people who are like, we can separate the man from the innovator, the director of Doge. We can absolutely separate those things. However, but we have the right to comment on them, because again, if it was anyone else, this wouldn't go. Like if Obama was so deeply hated for so many reasons and trolled, and Trump, the whole he's not an American, he wasn't born here, all the things. If you would have added multi women to his repertoire, that would have really just ended him, nail and coffin. If Obama came to office with 5 different women that had multiple children with him, he wouldn't have stood a chance. They would have written him off. If anyone else would have come to be the director of Doge and had 14 children, this would have been dug up and been all over the headlines. Like, can you believe Trump is appointing someone with, like, what? This would never go. And that is why I think it's totally fine to talk about it. I think it does say a lot about his character, and that matters. To me, it matters. And as a tax-paying citizen of this America, it matters to me. I'm allowed to say that. And it bothers me. I'm allowed to say that.
And be like, okay, those things are great, but also we can criticize him for
Right.
being like, this is not traditional.
And
This is not healthy.
I wish more people could do that.
Yeah.
Kind of separate, not so much the art from the artist, but just realize how much good Elon has done. Like, you can be upset at some of the things that he's doing in his personal life, sure.
Yeah.
But it reminds me of all the leftists that are just so angry at anyone driving a Tesla, doing all these crimes.
Right. And I don't think that's not where I'm coming from. Like, I think these two are a perfect example of, like, you know, some people do feel like it's all or nothing. Respect to those people. And then there are some people who are like, okay, I can say he's doing great things here, and I totally disagree with what he's doing over here. That's fine. I just think you need to be able to do that, and not just because you like him on one side, you love everything he does, and you won't criticize anything he does. That is where I think we have some issue. Not just with Elon.
Trucks, but it's like, at the end of the day, you got to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
Is Elon the best person? No.
Right.
However, when it comes to, I don't know, North Carolina having no internet, who's going in there giving them all internet?
It's amazing. It's incredible.
LA fires, who's going in there and giving all of LA free Wi-Fi?
Yeah. He's a humanitarian on so many levels, and I think, in my opinion, is using science the way it should be used. I'm not a big fan, like the Neuralink stuff freaks me out.
No,
But in
we're not
terms
doing
of
that.
using the things that he has created that are moving humankind and technology forward, and that he's the first person there, he always beats the government. He
Yeah.
is incredibly, incredibly generous with what he offers for free. Like, that's incredible. And so I think it's fine. It's good to say that, but you also, because of that, you don't need to, like, excuse his behavior
Right.
as a father, or say that it's, like, fine.
Exactly.
Or those, like, the, you know, patriarchy bros or whatever you want to call them on X, who are like, this is what a real man does. This, like, doesn't commit to a woman and sows a seed. I'm like,
That's disgusting.
they're like, it's Genghis Khan. Was Genghis Khan a good person?
That screams you're gay. That's what that screams. When you're over here like, oh, that's what a real man does, leave his woman, because you probably want to be with other men. Like, you're literally
Is this
just,
the new theory? Is Elon gay?
oof.
That's a mirror. That's going to be my headline.
I mean, giving most of the kids through IVF.
But there's probably more. Considering
It's
that,
definitely more
okay,
children.
based on the New York Post article, that he wanted his name taken off the birth certificate. So I think there are other ones.
I can't with this baby daddy drama. Baby daddy
exactly
drama,
what it
baby
is.
mama drama. I just wish more people just acted sane, took care of their own lives, took care of their own mental health, took care of their families, and just progressed to a better world.
Profound.
And he says he wants to progress to a better world and repopulate the earth, but how are you going to do that having 13 kids and all these broken ass homes?
Yeah, and money does not equate to a stable family. Money does
No.
not replace a father.
And you can easily have, you know, a mom and a dad, but not a mother and father in a home.
Yeah.
We
Hello. We turned out okay.
Yeah, we bond on our family trauma.
Did you know that up to 80...
They were preaching at the end of that. Yeah, I agree with all that. I do. I think creating, and these are broken homes. Like, these are broken homes. They are broken homes. Elon is not in the house with any of his children. He's not there to rear them, to raise them, to correct them, to uplift them in their everyday, in and out, day-to-day life. And throwing money on a problem, you could be a cajillionaire. It doesn't matter. Children need and desire presence and attention. And, you know, I didn't realize that he was actually trying to repopulate. Is that for real? I also didn't realize that majority of his children are through IVF, which is super interesting to me. Because it really does mean he wants no relationship for the most part. Like, he's not interested in the relation of it all. He really is on a mission. And again, if you know what you signed up for and then you get upset about it, that's on you. But there are children who are the byproduct of this adult decision making that will be the collateral damage. It's not okay. All right, I'm moving on. This is 31 minutes and 52 seconds. This chapter is about Daddy Warbucks, aka Elon Musk, and his disturbing relationship, which I've heard a little bit about. Allegedly, or not allegedly, I think it's true. He's like done interviews about it. He's married to his former stepdaughter, like she was his stepdaughter. He raised this girl since she was 4, is what I've heard. And now they are married. And do they have children?
For sure.
Are
Okay,
they
talking
married
about
or are they
insane
just in a
families, though,
relationship?
I need to go back to Elon Musk for a second. Do you know about his dad?
No.
His mother is very cool, May Musk.
Yes.
He's former model.
Yeah.
Fantastic, like
Oh.
very supportive of him. Beautiful. Seems very supportive of all the baby
Let me Google
mamas.
her.
Like Siobhan, who's the most recent. Actually, not most recent because of Ashley, but like second to
The one right
last.
before.
Yes, like she posts pictures of the kids.
Stunning.
And May's like, oh, so sweet, whatever. Like my angels,
that's
whatever. So
actually
that's cute.
wholesome.
The dad. So he and May get a divorce. Marries another woman who has a daughter named Jana. I believe that's how you pronounce it. He gets in a relationship with his former stepdaughter. They have 2 children together. Elon
They have
Musk,
children.
yes.
Who has children with who?
Elon Musk's father
Has children with his stepdaughter.
With his stepdaughter.
The
And he's
apple
a
don't fall
South-
far from the tree.
He's a South African politician. It makes sense when you put it all together. Like this man
what
was
age
never.
did they get married and stuff?
I actually don't know. Should I look it up?
Like, is this like a whole like? This sounds
Okay, I'm
nasty.
looking up Errol.
It is. It's
sounds
like
illegal.
Woody Allen.
Why can't people
Age.
just leave other people alone?
Be normal.
They keep it in the family.
What in the 1500s? I'm so over this and all these.
Yeah, he was
fraudulent ass
45, and oh my gosh, wait, no, this is even crazier. He was 45. He married 25-year-old Heidi, raised her daughter Jana from the age of 4.
That's what I was thinking.
Raised it, and then
Raised
in
it.
2014 reconnected years later
Oh no.
and sparked a romantic relationship after he helped her, quote, get over a breakup.
No, this is the case for the FBI.
Yeah, Elon Musk raised
He is me. Call the police. This is absolutely a case for at least the bounty hunter. This is crazy.
Jana Bezidhout from the age of 4.
You know what?
It's like, don't. So now I think I already had this opinion. Looking at Elon Musk, it's like, if you're getting asked out by him, if he's saying, I want to have, like, apparently he, like, slides into girls' DMs and is like, want to have a kid? Like, want to help me want to repopulate? You know that you're not getting the king of the nuclear family, not an engaged father. Scale back even more. The evidence is all there.
What pisses me off is that, by all means, like, you can have your own viewpoints, whatever. Like, we treat each other with respect. It's fine. But there's so
fine.
many people that find issue with me being a gay male that's literally minding
My business.
with my husband, my dog, working, traveling, not bothering anybody. And straight people are out here wilding, acting a fool, having 13 kids, 5 baby mamas, repopulating the earth, creating broken homes. It's like, why am I the issue? I'm not bothering anybody. I'm not doing anything to nobody. I'm minding my... Are some gays a problem? Yes. We'll get into that, the whole like LGBT.
That's why it's
and,
not
like,
about the sexuality. It is about the individual
The
and
person.
the insane choices they make. Across the board, we should be able to say, this is insane behavior, this is unhealthy, this is inappropriate.
Yes.
Don't do that around kids. A lot of straight
just
people
call
do
out
things
the
that are
insane behavior, but to get on me just for being a gay male, it's like actually wild when the sheer amount of straights acting a plum fool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I don't think he's wrong. Again, like, he's a law-abiding citizen here. He's not harming anyone. If you feel his lifestyle is wrong, the only person that is affecting is him and the people in his life that choose to be around him. So again, it's not harming you. And he might not be contributing to the population, but Elon's doing it for all of us. So what's wrong? Leave that man alone. All right, the last chapter I'm super interested is hearing Amir's take on being a black and gay conservative, which feels like irony, an oxymoron, an onomatopoeia all mixed in one. So this is at 35 minutes. So I'm going to Oh, that's right where we were. So he's going to talk about it right now. All right, let's see.
Or it's just it.
Well, I feel like you also end up in a unique position, and you can talk about this, of like, you are a gay conservative, and there are a lot of conservatives who do not,
Oh yeah.
respect you and your lifestyle choices, whatever you're doing, even though you are minding your own business, doing you, doing your husband. Sorry. But
She
you
just
also
had
don't
to.
identify with the LGBTQ
No,
community because they're also insane.
they're insane. And I remember when came out the closet, when I was outed out the closet and after sent to conversion therapy, the whole nine. I flew out the
Conversion
closet.
therapy.
Like I thought I had to be what I was saying, what gay was on TV, and what I thought it was supposed to be. Like I have to don't look Grindr, I have to like love all the drag queens and act super flamboyant, this, that, and the
Right.
third. When it's okay to just be yourself. You know, there's so many other gay people out there who don't realize that they can just
Be them.
exist like a straight person. You can just be yourself, and it's fine. And it's
I think that is such a true thing. I think, the best example I can think of is the Dylan Mulvaney situation. Dylan is playing a character. Dylan is playing what he thinks is a woman, like a Barbie doll. He's playing all of the fantasies of womanhood that any woman, any biologically born woman looks at and laughs. It's like, I don't talk like that. I don't walk like that. I don't operate like that. I don't dress like that. I don't sleep like that. I don't, you know what I mean? Like nothing that he's doing is real because he feels like in order to be acknowledged as a woman, he has to put on this character. And I think I know a lot of, I know a lot of gays that actually refer to LGBT, the community as like the alphabet people because they're sick of it too. They like can't keep up with the acronym and they're like, before I am my sexuality, I'm a brother, I'm a son, I'm an uncle. You know what I mean? Like, I have a career. It's like I'm so many other things other than my sexuality, and I think that what this movement has done is made these people only their sexuality, and they're only wanting to lead with that, and then that's why they're always so offended. It's like I don't walk into a room and say, "Hi, I'm straight." Hi, I'm Britt. Hi, I'm Brittany. You know what I mean? Hi, this is my husband. Like, I don't go into a room and lead with my gender. I am who I am. And then people come up with their own perspectives, assumptions, ideas about you no matter what you say or do. So why does it matter so much? And I think that's what Amir is trying to say here. Is like, it is okay to be exactly who you are outside of your sexual preference. Do you know what I mean? It's so much more important to just be a good, kind person when you walk in a room than it is to like be straight, be black, be Christian, be anything. You know what I mean? I think before anything, who you're showing up as, who you are internally matters before any of those things. I'm gonna let him finish. This is a good conversation. I'm gonna go back and watch this whole thing probably on my own.
Frustrating now where you were seeing the rise of people just like not caring about gay people, and now like the hate is going up because of the TQ plus, and you're just tagged on to the whole LGBTQ plus community, and now
is what they're
bad
calling it.
rap.
being tagged along with like all these like trans kids and drag queens in schools. And I have nothing to do with that, nothing at all. I'm minding my
Drag
business.
queens
A lot
in
of gays
schools?
are. A lot of the LGB, which is sexuality, and then the TQ plus, which is identity. You're telling me they're separate, then separate them. Why am I being tagged along about this? And it is interesting being like having like my viewpoints, but also being gay, and then
Being black.
like, at the end of the day, I'm always pissing off somebody.
Right.
Like,
I
Which
never
wires-
realized that. Yeah, like one half of this community is named based off of their sexuality, and the other half is named off of their identity. This is two different issues. Why are they clumped together? That I'm sure that is frustrating. Yeah, I mean, he's gay, he's a conservative, so he's pissing off other black people because he's a conservative. He's black, so he's pissing off people who don't like black people. He's a man, so he's pissing off feminists. It's just like he can't make anybody happy.
and then like at the end of the day, I'm always pissing off somebody. Like,
Which is why you're so great, because you don't care. And the other thing that's wonderful about you and your content is that regardless of the hate that you get, you always approach things, and you've been a great influence on me, and I think you're always somebody who I like go back to and I like tap into that because you are kind of lodged in the middle of all of this stuff, is that you approach everything with genuine empathy and looking to understand rather than change minds.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing is I want to make sure I'm meeting people where they're at. I'm not.
I feel if I had to describe myself and the change of my channel, that's where I am. I'm not ever trying to change anybody. I say this all the time about my Christianity. Like, I'm not trying to push my Christianity on you. I just want to start a conversation, and I want to meet people where they are. I want to hear other perspectives. I want to hear life stories. I'm not here to be divisive. I never want to be known as someone who like starts trouble. I want to be someone that starts conversations, and from that affects change. I think that's a beautiful thing. I don't know anything about this man or his content, but I'm interested in finding out now.
I'm not going to act like I wasn't there. I'm not going to act like I wasn't in the streets marching with BLM crying. As delusional as that was, like, I get it. I was out there crying. I thought my life was in danger being a black male. My anxiety was at an all-time high because I really thought I was going to get shot and killed by police. And I'm more likely to get struck by lightning than shot by a cop. And, like, in terms of being gay, like, I always thought that I had to be the stereotype of what being gay is. Sure, I may still have my lisp and, you know, my hands flying, my limp is wrists flying everywhere. I get it. But you don't have to jump into this whole, like, gay community. And I don't care what hate is thrown my way. I'm always keeping in mind that we are in a better place. And there's so many people that act like we're not. And it's so frustrating on both ends, from the hot button issues in America, black and gay. On the black side of things, it's like, I know what my ancestors went through. I know what my papa went through. I know there's a big ass tree out in your front yard. More than likely have my little cousin swinging from it. Let's be real. I'm not living in that life right now. I'm genuinely not. There's so many bones underneath us of like my ancestors that's out here on this plantation. And to think that I'm going to sit here and bitch and moan about how bad America is and how racist it is, that's so disrespectful to them. When I'm their dream, I get paid to talk to a fucking camera.
It's a beautiful point. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful point. I don't think, you know, there are conversations about history trying to be erased and things taken out of textbooks and things like that. We are standing on buried bones. We are standing on the bodies, the ashes, and the history of it all. It can't be erased. But what we can talk about is we can decide to choose a perspective. We can talk about how bad it is right now, or we can talk about how bad it was and how much better it is. There's always going to be bad, but as long as we're moving forward in some way. And as dark as that was, he's right. He's like, I mean, the tree in your front yard, I'm assuming maybe she lives in the South, or maybe she lives on an old plantation. Heck if I know. You know, he's like, my little cousin was probably swinging from it at one point. It's like, I don't live that life. I don't live a segregated life. I don't live that way. And so in that realm, my life is better. And I get that. I think that's a really beautiful way to walk through life, is not to carry the burden of your ancestry, but use the torch as a light to move forward, the torch that they passed down. Beautiful. I like him. I need to follow him.
That's so disrespectful to them. When I'm their dream, I get paid to talk to a
I am
camera.
my ancestors'
They couldn't
dream.
even speak. Like, that's ludicrous. And then on the flip side of being gay, my uncle died in the AIDS epidemic in the 80s. Like, he went through all that horrible stuff. You couldn't even be out. And that's why I say, yeah, being gay is rising, but also I'm not getting killed for being gay. That was a thing back then. Like, that was a thing of, like, gay people actually marrying lesbians, and they were living their separate lives, but they were a straight couple together. Yeah.
No, those are coming back.
I mean,
Lavender marriages?
That's like a whole, there was this couple that went viral like 2 months ago, and it's this gay man and a lesbian woman, and they're like, yeah, we're getting married, and they said they're soulmates, but they're also attracted to each other.
I see how I'm making a video now reacting to Michael Knowles and being surrounded by the LGBTQ, and he said that if you are gay, maybe you still should get married. Like, no. But yeah, I'm always just gonna keep it being real and keep being like coming from a place of empathy. Yeah. I was once there.
I think that's beautiful. I think I relate to that a lot as far as like my stance and my hope when people come to my channel. And it's why I react to so many different perspectives on things. Like, I'm not just watching strictly conservative point of views or strictly liberal point of views, sometimes I keep it light and fun. We watch comedy. Anyway, this video is 45 minutes long. Hers was 58 minutes long. This is why I didn't react to the whole thing. We'd be here for 2 hours. My kid is probably going to wake up in the next 30 minutes. I have 2 more videos to film. So let me know how you felt about all this down below. Each chapter. I'm going to go follow Amir because I think he's a fresh perspective from Gen Z. And I hope you have the day you deserve. Bye, guys.